When we found Joey, she was already coughing up blood and had fallen into the pool. We headed back to base and broke the news to the others. That's when the commander's voice suddenly crackled through the loudspeaker. He said he was having a great time. It seemed like the commander was our killer. Just like that, Anna was in the clear. We decided to team up and hunt down the killer, but Jerry said he didn't want to take any chances and wanted to stay behind at the base alone. But what if he was the killer? So the three of us confiscated Jerry's weapon and pushed his wheelchair against the table, leaving him completely immobilized. Jerry couldn't handle the situation, stuck in his chair with no gun. He dragged himself all the way to the morgue, hoping to find a weapon for self-defense, but the door slammed shut on its own. Meanwhile, we searched the entire island and finally discovered a hidden basement. There, we found the commander's body rigged up like a marionette. He had 3 watches strapped to his wrist, all frozen at the current time. The 3 of us completely panicked. We drew our guns and pointed them at each other. If the commander wasn't the killer either, then the killer had to be one of us. The basement suddenly lost power. We started firing at each other in the dark. Anna ducked under a vehicle and watched Jack collapse from a gunshot. Convinced I was the killer, she bolted back to base, planning to team up with Jerry to take me out. But she found Jerry's body slumped in the elevator. Turns out, after crawling out of the morgue, Jerry heard a commotion outside and assumed the killer had come for him. He pulled the trigger without hesitation. The gun backfired and killed him. Before Anna could even process all these shocks, I caught up with her. She was no match for me. I took her down in seconds. Just when things looked hopeless, Jack suddenly sprang back to life. He leapt to his feet and we went at it hand to hand. After a brutal fight, he threw me off the balcony and grabbed a fire extinguisher to finish me off. I died on impact. Jack told Anna he'd been wearing a bulletproof vest, which was the only reason he survived, but the situation was still grim. With only 2 agents left on the island, how could they convince the organization that I was actually the killer? Anna said not to worry. She'd noticed early on that the killer was obsessed with precise timing, so that morning, when no one was looking, she secretly set the lobby clock back 15 minutes and dusted the back of it with fluorescent powder. Earlier, she noticed the lobby clock had been corrected. The killer must have adjusted the hands back to the right time. All they had to do was shine a UV light on my fingers to prove I was the killer. But after checking thoroughly, there was no trace of fluorescence on my hands. Anna turned around, and the UV light accidentally swept across Jack's fingers. They were glowing. With his cover blown, Jack came clean. As a child, he'd orchestrated the murder of his own parents, but the investigators never figured out he was behind it. That made Jack realize these so-called agents were nothing special. As he grew older, his mind became more twisted, and he started hunting agents as his prey. For this perfect crime, he'd meticulously planned this massacre and eliminated everyone. His fake death earlier was just a ploy to turn Anna and me against each other. With that, Jack easily overpowered Anna and dragged her to the pool, ready to drown her alive. He knew that ever since Anna's sister was drowned by thugs, Anna had been terrified of water. But after everything she'd been through, Anna had already conquered her fear. She slowly stopped struggling and pretended to suffocate. Then, the moment Jack let his guard down, she kicked him into the pool. She dove to the bottom, grabbed Joey's gun, climbed out, and aimed it at Jack. Jack didn't even flinch. He sneered, "Fighting back is useless. There's Anna's DNA under the cat's claws. Your fingerprints are